I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Who are the angels of the 7 churches of Revelation? Well, when you look in Revelations chapter 2 and 3, you see 7 churches that are addressed. It begins with Ephesus, it ends with Laodicea. And all of these 7 churches, it begins unto the angel at the respective church. And so the question, who are these, quote, respective angels? Well, it's interesting. You go back into chapter 1, it says the 7 stars that are in the right hand of Jesus are the 7 angels. So there's kind of this weird correlation. Well, at the end of the day, there are really 2 very distinct concepts or ideas of who these respective angels might be. Kind of the status quo default interpretation is the idea that the respective angel is the local pastor of the respective church. And so it's speaking of one who is a messenger, because at the end of the day, the word angel simply means one who ministers on behalf or one who messages on behalf. And so people believe that it's kind of a book of Revelation way of saying to the pastor at the respective church. However, there is an alternative interpretation, and it's found in the book of Matthew chapter 18. It begins Jesus famously bringing the little children unto him and speaking about the kingdom of heaven and a childlike faith. And in verse 10 of Matthew chapter 18, there's this obscure statement that Jesus makes. Remember, Jesus makes this statement, speaking of the little children, that their angel always beholds them before the Father. Now, the reason that's an intriguing interpretation is when you take the book of Hebrews and you take the book of Leviticus, one of the things that you discover is that the Old Testament tabernacle was built as an earthly reflection of a heavenly reality, and then it transitions into the temple as well. And so the idea is that somehow, some way, in God's angelic understanding, whatever is happening on earth is also represented in heaven by the angelic beings. Now, all that being said, you really have 2 concepts. Either A, it's the pastor at the church of Ephesus, the pastor at the church of Smyrna, or it is actually a message that was vicariously communicated to the angelic representative of the local congregation. At the end of the day, what we know is these messages were written to these specific churches for a specific reason, and they received the message. The question is the specific angel, either a pastor or an actual angel. Great question. If you have one, send it to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.